What's up, everybody? Today, we're going to do something we haven't done in a while. We used to do videos every so often where we would look at, like, some of these super OP accounts, like, for example, Tomato or Llama or, like, some of the RTA legends and be like, ooh, let's look at all the different runes they have. Let's look at how crazy they are. Let's look at the different builds they have on the different units. And it was a really nice way to show people that were maybe early to mid-game that needed a refresher on, like, what the meta builds for these different units are, like how they're runed. So today, I thought we would take a look at Boss because I saw him on, he is in Europe server. He was one of the SWC contenders. He was one of the winners from Europe, from the Europe server that went on to the worldwide finals, and he has one of the best runed accounts. To be honest, I really feel like probably Crizzle Shizzle has the best runed Europe server account. I may be wrong. It's hard to find. You know, Crizzle Shizzle likes to keep his stuff secret on the down low so that you don't really see all his builds. But I feel like his is probably the strongest. But Boss is definitely at least top 10, maybe top 5 on Europe server. So I thought we would, and that shows because he moved on to the worldwide finals in SWC. So obviously, like, he's really, really high up there. Anyway, I thought it'd be nice to go see what kind of runes he has on some of his units. I don't know where he ended this last season. I'm sure he ended G3, but I don't know where exactly he ended. I know he ended at least Guardian. I'm sure it's like top 100. But anyway, let's take a look at some of his units. Let's take a look at some of his runes, and let's see what kind of I mean, I already know what the meta builds are, but I know a lot of people that have been asking, especially like on Twitch and stuff like that. They're like, "How do I rune this?" I'm like, "What do you mean? How you should know how to rune that?" They're like, "I don't know." So, and it has been a while since we've done one of these. Yeah, nice runes on this water slot. So apparently he's also a troll. But yeah, I thought it would be nice for a refresher for like early to mid game players to do one of these again because it's been quite a while since we've done one. So anyway, this Konami, can you even believe this Konami is on Violent? Just kidding. It's not on Violent. It's on Swift. It's on Swift. Broken speed HP. So generally for Konamiya, you would want to go either Swift and a broken set speed HP because Konamiya has fairly good base HP for a natural 2-star monster. Can you imagine Second Awakening on Konamiya? How good the stats would be? It'd be like 13,000 HP. The speed is low though, but generally for Konami, you either run Swift and a broken Swift and whatever makes it really, really fast, or you can do, for R5, you'd want to run speed HP, Violent. I'm giving so many different builds now. Speed HP, Violent for R5, very fast and very tanky. Or for Arena Offense, another build is Triple Fight. This way you have a 33% speed lead, a Kabila, then a Triple Fight, very, very fast still. Triple Fight Konamiya, so that's another option. But this is a fairly standard speed HP. It's just Swift broken, right? It's just Swift. It's not that you really want resistance, but you just want it swift and very, very fast, right? So there's a few different ways to rune Konamiya. There's a few different ways to rune a lot of this. Oh my god, if I keep going over the different ways to rune all this stuff, we're gonna be here for like 3 hours. Anyway, so this is a Stella. Fast, good crit rate, good crit damage, and decent accuracy as well. Speed, crit damage, attack. I'm actually surprised to see the Revenge on here, but it's probably just for the stats, right? Because generally, super fast, squishy nukers, you don't need Revenge on them. Revenge is better for tanky bruisers, right? And then we have a Beth, so it looks like she is probably attack, crit damage, attack. And she is got speed and subs, I would imagine. No, she's speed, crit damage, attack. And she's on Despair. I thought she was on, I was like, she's not on Rage, and she's probably not on Fatal. So I was like, what is she actually on? So she's on Despair. Speed, crit damage, attack on here. But I knew she wasn't on Rage or Fatal. I was like, trying to figure, I'm like, is she on Despair? Did I show all the runes? Yeah, it would make sense to show all the runes, right? Anyway, then we have Vigor, so he is on HP, crit damage HP, and he's got speed and subs. He's probably on Violent and maybe on Violent Will or Violent some other 2 set. Yep, speed. So speed, crit damage, HP. So then he's got no speed in these different subs on these. Yeah, he's got 12 here. That is a very beefy rune. Look at that rune. That is a beautiful rune. Oh my god. He's got a lot of beautiful runes though. He's got a lot of beautiful runes. But he doesn't have a whole lot of 44% HP here. Yeah, but he doesn't have a whole lot of speed on this, on these runes. So he's got speed on slot 2, but he still has 40,000 HP. So that's it's a pretty nice vigor. So then we have Theomars. So Theomars has got to be like on Violent and some either Revenge or Will or something like that. And looks like he's on. See, a lot of times, for the most part, for like a mid-game player, if it shows like plus 100 speed, 100 extra speed, it's for the most part going to be speed, crit damage, attack, right? But or speed on slot 2. But for a lot of these players that are like really high level G3, there's just speed in subs. There's just enough speed in subs where it could be 100 plus 100 speed with just a little bit of speed in these subs here and there. So speed, crit damage. So there's not really a whole lot of speed in subs. There's a lot of efficiency, but not a whole lot of speed in all these different subs. But there's a lot of efficiency there, and he's Violent and Destroy. Violent and Destroy. And we have the Galleon. Everyone runs the Galleons differently. He's just fast, and he's got good accuracy, and he's super tanky. Violent, speed, HP, accuracy. Violent, and Will. And then we have, this has got to be on Swift, of course, or the fastest Violent set. Actually, I've seen faster Violent sets, but super duper duper fast on actually, this would be probably one of the faster Violent sets I've seen though, but it's on Swift. It's clearly on Swift. It's on Swift and Endure. Just speed, HP. We should probably go faster because it's going to take literally forever. This has got to be on Violent, so he's on Violent, speed, crit damage, HP. And Endure, speed, crit damage, HP. Not necessarily they wanted the Endure set, just that it had good stats, right? It's got 26 speed there, it's got 29 speed here, so it's like, what are you going to put this Endure, this awesome Endure rune on? You can put it on a 2 set for something like this. You can put it on a 2 set for Theomars. You can put it on a 2 set for Water Monkey. Just a nice 2 set, right? With 29 speed. It's pretty nice rune regard. That's a really nice rune though. It's a lot of speed, Slime, very important to always make sure you build a slime. That's joking. Please don't. 95% accuracy, so it looks like it's speed, HP, and accuracy. Actually, is this speed crit rate accuracy? Speed crit rate accuracy. Okay, and it's just HP and subs. Violent and Revenge. So Revenge is nice for things that are on the tankier side, because they're going to be taking more hits. If they're squishy and on Revenge, they're going to die before Revenge really gets a chance to really do too much, right? So like things like Beast Monks are really nice to have on Revenge. Wind Monkey is nice to have on Revenge because it takes a while to kill him. And then he has the stun. The Beast Monks will still will Revenge, and they'll speed buff as well when they crit. So then we have Avaris, who is Violent Will, speed, crit damage. I don't respect my Avaris enough, apparently. Because I put my Avaris on just like, whatever. He's got good stats. Mathematically, his stats are good. But he's just on whatever nonsense runes. Then we have her. She's on, that's got to be attack for damage attack. That's got to be speed and subs. Look at the Guardian Wings on her, too. He's like, I'm not messing around. That's a very stat efficient. To have her that speed, that crit rate, that crit damage, that attack, he really respects his Julie. So speed, crit damage attack. Actually, speed, crit damage attack. I keep thinking it's speed and subs on all these things, man. Boss has got, like, I'm gonna just have to learn that every time I think it's speed and subs, that it's really just efficiency and subs, and then the speed on slot 2. And like some crazy speed, crazy efficiency. Actually, that's not. I mean, it's really good, but I don't know why I was expecting things to be like insane quad rolls. I really was kind of expecting things to be like insane quad rolls. But this is a very, very good Julie. Look at this. 100% crit rate, 200% crit damage. On Fatal, 200% crit damage on Fatal. Right? I know a lot of you guys are like, I got 200% crit damage on Rage. This guy's got it on Fatal. So this is Molong just speed HP. It's fairly standard for Molong, right? Vampire, speed, HP, HP. So one of the things about the vampire is he leeches his health back. Like he does damage to himself, but he leeches some of it back. And then we have Bastard, who's just on Swift. She's probably on Swift Will. She's on Swift Broken. You know what? I am like wrong every single time. A little bit wrong, not super wrong, but speed, HP, HP. I thought she was gonna be on Wolf or whatever. I don't know. I was like, boss has gotta have everything on Super Will on everything. Okay, so just speed, HP, HP, or either that or speed, HP resistance. I would not believe that it's on speed, HP resistance, though. I knew I was going to be wrong, too. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, whatever I think it's not going to be on, it's going to be on. Why you got to prove me wrong, boss? Every single time. I'm just going to... Okay, Varad is going to be on speed, crit damage... attack. I don't. It's not gonna be on. He's not gonna be on that. Okay. So Varad is speed defense. It looks like he's speed defense with accuracy and subs. It's probably gonna be speed defense accuracy with more defense and subs. Speed defense. Let me just show. How about I just show the runes instead of talking? How's that? How's that? So he's speed defense. That's what I said first. Anyway. But you basically just want a lot of speed, a lot of tankiness, and a lot of accuracy on Varad, just in general. And for her, you want... I know a lot of people that use her at, like, against Gani Hathor. They like to put high resistance on that. They also like to put high resistance on the bulwarks, which, that's just something... I don't have a bulwark, so that's just something that people have been doing at high level, and I defer to them when it comes to that, because I don't have experience using Bulwark personally myself. But this is speed. See, I also see the lower level players go more for accuracy. The higher level players go more for resistance with this Amelia. So just food for thought. This is a Swift, speed, crit damage, and HP on Musa. This is the same as I have mine. It's a little faster than I have mine, but it's basically the same as I have mine. I think mine is higher crit rate though. So speed, crit damage, and HP. But yeah, a lot of times in high-level RTA, like for early to mid-game players, you don't need to put crit damage on him. But for some of these support units, like this one, like Josephine, like what else? Josephine, and there's a few other units that high-level you put... If you're running, like, if you're trying to counter a meta comp, right? Like a Gani Hathor. For something like Josephine or something like some of the meta units like that, you need, if you're running all supports, just a whole bunch of supports, like Juno, for example, is another good one. If you're running just a bunch of supports, you need something to do damage to actually be able to kill something when the time comes. So that's why you see some, like my Juno and my Wusa are both on crit damage, which is not necessarily a build that you need to do for early to mid game, but it's extra crit damage for end game, because sometimes, like I said, you got if you're just picking a whole bunch of support units, you're like, crap, where's my damage coming from? Some support units, something has to be able to do damage. So that's the reason why sometimes you see high level players putting crit damage on their support units. Because I mean, Wusa's an HP based unit, but he is a support unit. Because he has immunity, he has a shield, he has a heal. So yeah, and then we have the Covenant. So Covenant is just on. He looks like he's fatal. I'm gonna say attack or damage attack, but you know it's gonna be like speed slot 2, right? It's okay, attack or damage attack, fatal. Right, there we go. Okay. Fatal will. And then I wonder if he's using him in just Guild Wars or if he's using him in RTA too. Because he's a nice unit for some cleaves in RTA, depending. But I feel like maybe he would need to be a little bit faster for RTA for cleaves. And then we have Josephine, who's again on crit damage, is what I was saying before, is a lot of the support units are on crit damage for high-level RTA, so it looks like she is either HP crit damage HP or speed crit damage HP, depending on how their stats are distributed. So speed crit damage HP, not that insane. Honestly, I was expecting more insane. The crit, I mean, the fact that she's this well statted on crit damage is nice, but I don't know. I was expecting, like, because, like, look at this one. This one's not like anything super crazy, right? So I was expecting a little bit more out of that. And then we have Lucia, who she is just for... It looks like she's actually speed, HP, attack. Because look at that, that attack is over 100% more than it usually is. So it looks like she's probably speed, HP, attack. Speed, attack, HP. And just solid value. Because you need a lot of different stats for a Lucia. That's the thing, to make a really good Lucia. And Violent Revenge is a pretty standard set for her. Because she can revenge and triple hit and freeze, right? So, but the thing is with Lucia, you need her to be tanky. You need her to be like HP tanky, defense tanky. For survivability, you need to be fast because she's a support unit. Generally, you want her support units to be fast. Also, she's a cleanser and she has two debuffs. So accuracy is important on her too, and resistance because she's a cleanser. But I mean, you can just go all day. You don't need crit rate and crit damage for her, so that's nice. You can sacrifice the stats there. And then for this one, for Bulwark, so he's just speed, HP. Actually, he's got a quite high resistance, which is what I was saying earlier, is people like to do, high-level players like to do a lot of resistance on Bulwarks. So just something that I've noticed, just kind of a meta thing. But he's speed, it looks like he's speed, HP with resistance and subs, but who knows what it's going to be. Speed, HP with resistance and subs. And he's got, so the shield and will already stack based on how Bulwark works. The shield and will already give him some stacks at the beginning of the fight. And then endure, because that's just a meta thing for Bulwark. This could also be speed tuned to go before. He could be speed tuned to strip before, for example, maybe a Gani. But it looks like he's probably going to have his... Boss is probably going to have his Gani faster than this, though, I would assume. And very low crit rate on purpose. You don't need high crit rate and crit damage or attack on Bulwark. You just want to be fast and tanky. And again, high level has been doing a lot of resistance. Right? So keep that in mind. And he's just on these. But the nice thing about the shield and will, again, is because it double stacks him at the beginning of the match. Then we have Samoth, who's generally just speed, crit, damage, attack on Despair. Let's take a look. He's speed, crit, damage, attack on Despair. Some juiciness. And accuracy and subs. I forgot to mention accuracy and subs because you do want to get this cooldown. It's not even 100% cooldown, but even for one turn, right? But you do still want to land that. Susano is usually speed, crit, damage, attack. So it looks like he is speed, crit, damage, attack on probably Fatal. Yep, speed, crit, damage, attack. Because he does damage based on his speed. Damage based on speed, damage based on speed. And he's got a speed lead. It's a fast Susano. So Chao is generally either... Chao is usually violent. Sometimes violent nemesis on HP, crit, damage, attack. HP, crit, damage, HP with attack and subs. And then speed and crit rate and stuff like that in subs. So he is on... It looks like he is on HP, crit, damage, HP. Let's take a look. And speed, crit, damage, HP. But it's got a lot of stats on that. So I'm seeing that boss likes to do speed on slot 2 with a lot of stats, even if a unit only has plus 100 speed, which is... I feel like for a lot of these high-level G3 players, usually when you see plus 100 speed, you see it in subs more than... And it's just efficient speed subs, just all around on the 6 runes. And you get, like, for example, if you get 6 runes at plus 15 speed on each sub for each rune, that's 90 speed, right? So let's say maybe you get a 20 on one and a 20 on another, that's 100 speed, right? So 20, 20, and a 15, 15, 15, 15, and you can just get enough speed to be plus 100 speed in subs. But yeah, he likes to go, he's been going speed on slot 2, which is always, you know, speed is never a bad thing. Always need more speed. But just an observation, which I usually see that... Well, I already said what I usually see. So for the Water Cat, she's usually speed, crit damage, and attack with low crit rate, because she doesn't need crit rate. If the enemy has no debuff, she's guaranteed a crit. So she's usually very, very fast, speed, crit damage, and attack. So she's very, very fast. Not a crazy amount of crit rate, again, like I said, because crit rate is 100% when the enemy has no harmful effects. And she is on... Oh, she's on attack, crit damage, attack. See, this is the one. It's plus 159. This is the opposite of what I was expecting. Maybe this is how he's winning, because it's the opposite of how people are expecting things to be. But yeah, 25 speed and sub. That's 17 away from having speed on slot 2. So, he loses out on 17 speed, but look at all that extra attack power he has. 25 speed there, 15 speed there, 20, 21, 23. So, even being attack or damage attack, she still has so much speed. Not bad. So this looks like it is... one of the nice things about Antares is Antares doesn't even need this much speed, actually. Oh my god, 20 minutes already? Seriously? We just got through the water ones? Antares doesn't need this much speed. Antares, I mean, it's always nice to have extra speed to take turns naturally, but since he cuts in so much, the cut-in has nothing to do with speed, so he gets extra turns regardless of speed. And I did notice some people are going with Violent on Antares instead of Despair lately, since SWC, really. Who was doing I'm trying to remember which one of them was started to do Violent on Antares. But anyway, it looks like he's attack, crit damage, HP. It's gonna be speed, right? So this is like I was saying, 94 speed in subs. This is what I was trying to mention before. Right, so we got a little bit of speed here, we got a little bit of speed there, 21 speed here, 16, 19, and 18 speed here. So enough speed to be almost 100 speed, but in subs. And you don't need even, like, Antares with speed on slot 2 is unnecessary. And Antares doesn't need more than 70% crit rate because he already buffs his crit. So, attack, crit damage, HP. Some people run HP, crit damage, HP just to make them tankier. But it really just depends on, like, how much stat efficiency you can get. You can get really good HP, crit damage, HP, like, with, like, really efficient attack subs, like legend runes, right? Maybe they don't have a whole lot of speed on them, but they're just efficient overall runes that just are stat rich. Then it's going to be best to go with that. Or if you have attack, crit damage, attack, attack, crit damage, HP, or something like that, where it's still like a bruiser. You don't want to. If you have attack, crit damage, attack, he's going to be too squishy. I am talking way too much. I'm sorry. I'm talking way too much. I just want to explain like some of the thinking behind a lot of these things. So attack, crit damage, attack is generally just too squishy. He dies too fast. But if you have HP, crit damage, HP, and you have enough attack and subs, that could be very valuable. That could be the way to go. Or if you have, like, for example, like this one has 22 crit rate, 20% attack. If you had like even 30% attack, 30% HP. Oh my god. I'm gonna have a drink. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have a drink. I need a drink. I'm just talking myself in circles. Can we see Rakuni now? Let's see Rakuni now. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. So Rakuni generally, high level play. He's around 240, 250 speed on Violent Nemesis, speed, HP, with usually good resistance. So he is speed, HP. On Violent and Nemesis. Sometimes he's not on Nemesis, sometimes he's on Endure, but look, good resistance on Nemesis. Nemesis would be preferred to Endure if you can get that high resistance on regardless. Then we have this is an interesting Xiong Fei, because he's usually for just R5, right? So it looks like he's actually being used. Speed, HP, defense. So he is legitimately using Xiong Fei, and I believe it is for Guild Wars. It seems like he's using him for Guild Wars. With Destroy, right? Because you wouldn't need Destroy for R5, and you don't need him this fast for R5, and you don't need him on Violent for R5. So this is not an R5 build, just FYI. This is more of a using this unit for Guild Wars build. Violent Destroy on a tanky bruiser with a nice HP lead, not HP lead, defense lead. Sorry, my apologies. So this is definitely I'm using this unit for Guild Wars kind of thing. Then we have Meihao Wang. So Wang is on. He needs a lot of stats, man. Wang needs a lot of stats. But actually, one of the things is you don't have to go super crazy on the attack for Meihao Wang, because he stacks his attack with his passive. So you don't need to go crazy with that, because he's just going to keep. You want to make him tanky enough to survive so that his passive is fully stacked and he just does crazy damage while still being so tanky. So you don't want to like sacrifice the HP and the defense and stuff like that to make him just a glass cannon, because then he'll die before his passive really gets any juice. So we have speed, crit damage, HP. You can also go for, I think mine is speed too on slot 2, but just because I had a rune efficient slot 2, right? So he needs a lot of stats overall. He needs speed, he needs crit rate, he needs crit damage, he needs defense, he needs HP. He still needs some attack, but you don't have to go crazy on the attack because he stacks his attack. So some people prefer to go vampire, some people prefer to go violent, and revenge, or sometimes destroy too, depending on where you use him. But revenge is a good stat because you're gonna be hitting him a lot. For the places you take him into, he's gonna be getting a lot of hits. So. Then we have Camuto. Camuto can be so many different builds, man. He just needs to be fast and tanky. This one's on crit damage, which a lot of people in high-level guild wars like to do crit damage on their Camoons. But he does damage based on his HP. Actually, I think it's enemies lost HP too. As the enemy, damage increases, the enemy's HP becomes lower. And proportionate to his max HP. So you want to make him fast, you want to make him tanky, and I mean high-level guild wars. If you are early to mid game and you don't have crit that you can't make him crit damage, make him fast and tanky and he'll do just fine. He'll be plenty annoying. So HP crit damage, HP on violent destroy. He doesn't even need to be this good. Like one of the things about Camoon is you could put him on like a lot of different stuff. You could put him on like double revenge, and you could put him on like destroy, you could put him on shield, you could put him on like, there's so many things. Your nemesis, you could put him on a lot of different stuff. Camuto just needs stats. He needs to be fast and tanky for the most part, and he's already going to be good. Excuse me. But Violent Destroy, fast and tanky, and on crit damage, he's just going to be even better, and then better on top of that. So this is... You don't quite necessarily need to make your Camoon this good, but this is a solid... I mean, anything with these stats would be good, though. Anything with those stats would be good. So this is... Garrow looks like... He looks a little bit slower than I'm used to. So he looks like attack or damage attack on... I was going to say fatal, but no. It's going to be vampire. Attack or damage attack. Yeah, speed... Oh, so, I'm sorry. Speed crit damage attack. But usually I see with the speed on slot 2, I usually see much faster Garrows than this. So speed crit damage and attack here. But yeah, like I was saying, I really thought he was going to be on attack or damage attack with that speed. But he's got good stats though. But man, the faster they are, the more annoying they can be if you don't bring in some multi-hits, some good multi-hits. So this looks like this is actually slow Daphnis. Because the Daphnises that I usually see super high level are very, very fast. Like there's some really quick, like as close to 300 as you can, right? As fast as possible. So he looks like he's attack or damage attack on fatal? No, I don't know. I was thinking fatal. Of course, violent. Speed crit damage. Oh, you know, yeah, because 115. It's a little more than double. Speed crit damage attack on. I need a break, man. This is what happened when I did the Epic 7 video. I went through and I was gonna do. You guys like Epic 7, gross. But I went through and I was gonna talk about like every single unit in Epic 7. 2 hours later, my brain was melted. It's already half an hour. Let's take a quicker look at these units. Like I generally, attack or damage attack on Vampire is what he usually is. Speed crit damage attack, but he has good stats for here. Of course, he likes to put everything on speed though. But you can get the same amount of speed by just speed and subs, as I mentioned earlier. So Harmonia usually speed HP or triple HP with speed and subs. Sometimes you see some crit damage Harmonias though. That's been known to happen. So speed HP. Not, oh, no, never mind. Speed HP, Violent Will. That's pretty standard Harmonia. Bulldozer, of course, is just usually Rage Will, defense, crit damage, defense. So this is Blade Will Shield, but just for the stats, but he still has a decent amount of crit damage on it, considering. Defense, crit damage, defense. And he may have another one that is Rage. No, he doesn't have another one that's Rage. So, Juno, we may see a crit damage Juno. Like I have a crit damage Juno. If not, she's usually on Despair Revenge or Despair Nemesis. We're very fast, tanky. So speed, a lot of HP, a lot of defense. And then sometimes, sometimes you see decent... she should have decent accuracy at least. Because she's got a strip, right? But it's only with skill 2. And then usually just fast, tanky to be annoying. and sometimes crit rate, crit damage, right? So she's fast and she's tanky to be annoying. She's got good crit rate. She may have crit rate on slot 4. Her accuracy is not anything super crazy. Not great, not terrible either. But it looks like she's speed crit rate HP on Despair Revenge. Speed crit rate HP. And then we have Ophelia. Ophelia is going to be fast and tanky. Either on, I would assume she's going to be Violent Will. Or Violent Revenge, fast and tanky. Okay, so it looks like she's 160, so she's got to be on Violent. So fast and tanky, lots of HP, lots of defense, right? And Violent Revenge, speed HP, HP. She's usually just a support, enabler, annoying nonsense unit that keeps putting up her threat state, but it takes a lot of skill and finesse to use Ophelia effectively. I find that some of the best players are effective Ophelia users. So, if you can use Ophelia really, really well, then you're probably a very solid player. So Rika is usually built fast and tanky with not a lot of crit rate and not a lot of crit damage, and good accuracy for Rika. So the reason is that she does damage through her dots, and you want to take her into things that are gonna have that you don't want to crit on, right? Especially for TOA hard. I'm sure he's not using Rika in TOA. Well, he probably is using Rika also in TOA hard, but that's not the intended purpose, I'm sure. So, but I'm sure she's still low crit rate for that reason. So 23% crit rate, but she just does damage through her dots. So she's fast and she's tanky. She doesn't need everything else. I know if you're using Rika as a farmer, you may want to go the crit damage and crit rate route and use her leader skill 38% fire crit rate. For a farmer, but that's kind of different. That's like if you're using her for a farmer, then go like speed crit damage attack or attack crit damage attack. But if you're using her for TOA, just speed HP HP, speed HP defense to make her tanky, and very low crit rate because you don't want her to trigger the passives that this happens when you crit, like Jolton, like Ragdoll, things like that. So speed defense HP, fast and tanky with good accuracy. Veligil, well, Veligil, sometimes you see on Swift, sometimes you see on Violent. Very fast, a lot of defense, some HP too, but usually defense is more, people try to get more defense on him than HP because defense, he does damage based on his defense. So fast, a lot of defense, sometimes crit rate and crit damage, let's see. But sometimes on Violent and sometimes on, like Violent Will, sometimes on Swift Will. So this looks like it's a Violent Will, speed, HP defense or speed defense defense, depending on what the substats are. But it's kind of not that fast. Speed defense defense. Like, I think mine might be actually faster, but I don't know how often he's actually using him. But this is, I'm surprised because it looks like mine. And it should look, boss, it should look better. Anyway, why yours have to look like bagel, man? Okay, so Perna, generally Violent Will, attack or damage attack. With speed and crit rate and HP and subs. So let's take a look. And this looks like it's probably Violent and attack or damage attack, right? Attack or damage attack on Violent Will. He doesn't need to be speed. So one of the things about Perna is like you can get again up to 100 speed with up to plus 100 speed with just speed and subs. So if you have speed, if you have to put speed on slot 2 to make him fast enough, you lose out on a lot of damage. So that's one of the things. That's why, like, my Perna on China, he looks pretty good, but he lacks some damage. He lacks discipline. But yeah, this is a lot. He's going to do a lot of damage with this attack or damage attack. Sorry, I should do it slower. But this also kind of looks like mine as well. People are going to be like, Bagel, all this stuff looks like yours. Why aren't you G3? Lack of effort. Lack of effort. So Rakan is generally HP crit damage HP with speed and subs on Violent and Will. This one looks like it's probably speed crit damage HP. I have a speed crit damage HP. Did I say Violent and Will? He's usually on Vampire and Will. Sorry. Speed crit damage HP. So it's a little bit different because usually you don't see him on Violent. But there you go. He likes to put stuff on Violent. Because he does so much damage with his collapse, he can be kind of annoying to kill. So Rocky could be ruined a couple ways. You could ruin her for Rage or Fatal, or you could ruin her. I feel like Despair, she doesn't do enough damage though. I feel like she'd probably be on Fatal or Rage with like a lot of attack power, crit rate, crit damage, and some decent speed, at least plus 100 speed. Okay, so it looks like she is on, what is she on? Is she on despair? What is she on? She is on despair. Speed, crit damage, attack. See, I feel like the problem with this one, though, because this is something that I tried. I feel like the problem with this is she doesn't do enough damage output when you actually need to kill something. So it's good for her skill 2 AoE, but, and that's why I was like, oh, put her on despair. It should be fun. But she winds up lacking in damage when you actually need to kill. So it's just something that I've learned from my frustrations with Rocky not doing enough damage. I'm like, I wish she ignored like 50% defense or something. Anyway, Chasun, this is actually a fast Chasun. So speed, HP for Chasun for the most part. This is a fast Chasun though, and usually either Violent Nemesis, Violent Endure. I think she awakens into resistance, so she usually has pretty good resistance just regardless, yeah. So she is speed, HP on Nemesis. And then Lucian is just generally rage and whatever, attack or damage attack with as much damage as possible. If they have only one Lucian, it's usually a fat Lucian. So let's take a look. So this is actually a speedy fat Lucian, a good Lucian. He's got speed and he's got juice. He's got everything. That's a solid. He's got no HP, but it doesn't matter because Lucian is not supposed to be an HP tank. Swift attack, crit damage attack. This is both a fat Lucian and a fast Lucian. He's an everything Lucian. He's a do everything. I kind of want to see those runes again. Hold on. Okay, so this is something that I say sometimes on Twitch streams. Is people like, oh, I don't like, what would I use, or like, why are you keeping those like orange legend gems and grinds for like flat attack? It's like, well, for something like this, like sometimes you want to grind, gem and grind flat attack on something like a Lucian over maybe there was even HP on there, but you want to get that little extra damage output from Lucian. So even the flat stats are really good to have for Lucian because you don't need HP and defense as much as you just want to be able to one-shot things. So if you're just barely off from one-shotting, it could be the difference between actually winning a match and not winning a match. So, look, again, flat stat, gem, and grind for the flat HPs. Solid Lucian, though. So, generally, Yen is runed speed crit damage attack on Violent. And she is speed crit damage attack on the Violent Blade. Some good stats on Yen. So, very common Guild War defense for high level is Galleon, Clara, and Yen. It has one of each element, right? One unit of each element. It's for the 4-star bases, and it's fast. And potentially Yen can go absolutely crazy. She does damage based on speed, so and she can go absolutely crazy between Violent and her resetting her passive. Gets an extra turn when her turn is over, and then resets the Violent proc raid and all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, Galleon, Swift Clara, and a very fast Violent Yen is a dangerous Guild Siege defense combo. Especially when it's stacked so many times, right? Because then you have only limited amount of counters to it. But it is also RNG, like Clara could not strip and defense break. So, anyway, Shimate is usually on, well, sometimes you see him on Swift, attack, crit damage attack, Swift Will. Sometimes you see him on Fatal, speed, crit damage attack, Rage, speed, crit damage attack. You generally see him like between 200 to 250 speed on, and as much attack, crit damage, and attack and crit rate and crit damage as possible for the Shimate, and a little bit of accuracy for his skill 3. So he is, like I said, between 200 and 250 speed. He looks like he's on Rage, right? Doesn't it look like he's on Rage? Rage Will, speed, crit damage attack. There you go. Very fast. He does damage based on speed. Rage is solid for him. So fast and enough, as much damage output as you can. So Triana is usually, I've seen Triana less on Will lately. Some people prefer Will, some people prefer not Will because Daphnis is a thing. So Triana is just fast, good resistance, and tanky. Sometimes, I mean, there's other Triana builds, like there's anti-copper Trianas where she's just like a lot of defense, but generally just fast and tanky, right? So fast and tanky, a lot of speed and a lot of HP. And this one is on wills. HP, HP, HP. But again, look at how much speed is in the subs. This is why sometimes you don't know what's on, like, you can look at it and I could be like, that's definitely speed on slot 2. But no, it is not speed on slot 2, because it's 25 speed there, 20 speed there, 20 speed there, 27 speed there, 22 speed there, 28 speed there. It's pretty solid runes. It looks like it's on speed slot 2, but it's not. So, 42,000 HP before towers and stuff. Like Marin is usually on Swift or Rage or Fatal. If he's on Fatal or Rage, he's on Speed, Crit Damage, Attack. If he's on Swift, he's usually Attack, Crit Damage, Attack with just as much damage output. So Speed, Speed, Crit Rate, Crit Damage, and Attack, as much stats of those as possible. And you generally see him pretty fast though. So it looks like he is on Fatal, Speed, Crit Damage, Attack, I would assume, or he's on Swift, Attack, Crit Damage, Attack. So he's on Swift Attack or Damage Attack. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. Delicious. Lots of damage. He's very similar in rune build to Shimate. Just in general. Because they're both units that do damage based. They're both fast units. They have a big burst single target skill and they have an AoE and they do damage based on speed. Ciara can be runed a few different ways based on how you like to play Ciara and if she's for arena offense or if she's for RTA. RTA ones are usually tankier. Sometimes they have very high crit rate. Arena offense ones are usually speed HP. Usually speed attack for arena offense Ciaras. And RTA ones are usually very fast, very tanky. Sometimes even on revenge. Whereas arena offense ones are usually on focus. Sometimes focus. Sometimes will. But let's see what this one's on. So. Fast, a lot of crit rate, as I said, good attack power. So it's looking like it's speed, crit rate, and it could be either attack or HP. It could be either or. But it's just got a lot of stats overall. A lot of stats. Not as tanky as I've seen. I've seen tankier ones, and it's not as fast. This is an RTA one, though. Because an arena offense one would be faster. I mean, not faster. Faster, really. Arena offense would have more attack power. Less HP, and wouldn't need as much crit rate. So this is definitely RTA 1. Speed, crit rate, HP. Very, very solid though for RTA. Very solid CR. Very rune efficient. Crit rate for turn cycling. So a lot of times if you see turn cycling, like a high crit rate on there, you see her used with Vertiheal. Usually you see the ones they like to use them with Vertiheal. So for this Wind Boomerang, usually you see like Rage, Attack with Damage Attack, Fatal, Attack with Damage Attack, something like that. Sometimes Violent. Depends on where they're being used. Depends on if it's being used in more in Rifts or more in Necro. Necro is more Violent. Rifts is more Rage or Fatal. And slow and a lot of damage, right? Swift Attack with Damage. Well, how about you throw me for a loop there? But it doesn't even look like it's Swift, does it? Here's the thing, it doesn't even look like it's Swift, it's all about the stats. You just want a lot of damage output. So there's not really a lot of speed, it's just Swift, like there's no speed on this. But look how juicy this rune is. It's got a lot of stats. So it's not about the speed, it's like, okay, I got this rune, this focus rune. What am I gonna stick this on? It's got no speed. Well, it's got some juice on it though, so. This one just has a lot of damage output. So if you're like, oh man, I got a Swift rune, and it's got a lot of stats, but it doesn't have a speed, some people would sell it. Some people would just put it on something that's like, you know what, I'm just gonna use it for the stats. So there you go. Does not look at all like it's on Swift, but it's just there for juicy, juicy stats. We have a Xingzhe. He looks like he's just on HP crit damage attack, actually. Violent Revenge, attack or damage HP. Yep. Bruiser. Sometimes I see them tankier. I think I have mine tankier, but a little bit slower, and he needs to be faster. He gets free hits, though. He gets free attacks with his passive, but I need to still have mine a little bit faster, though. Then we said Triana, which we saw Triana before. She's on speed HP, just the different Triana, the second Triana. So Tyrannus, generally you see either speed, you see Violent Will for Tyrannus, speed crit damage defense, or defense crit damage defense with high speed and subs. So speed, Still on Triana. Okay. Tyrannus, defense, crit damage, defense with the speed in subs. There we go. A lot of crit rate, a lot of crit damage, because he's a defense-based bruiser. He does pretty significant damage with his second skill. Does a lot of damage, especially in beast form. This can one-shot things. For being a tanky unit that can revive himself and revive others, and basically he's kind of like a support because he does provokes and he does a defense buff. He can do a lot of damage with that skill too. A lot of damage. He's, I think, one of my top 5, probably one of my top 5 favorite Nat 5s. For like one of the ones that I like to pick the most in RTA. He's such a solid unit. He really is. He actually has a high win rate. Not even with me. I'm just saying in general he has a high win rate in RTA because he's a nice anti-cleave unit. But he's still susceptible to CC though. That's the thing. And then you can also Ganymede reset him and things like that. But defense, crit damage, defense, and then just speed and subs, crit rate and subs, tankiness and subs. And he doesn't have a whole lot of attack because it's damage based on defense. So Skogul, next, just a lot of HP mostly, and then good speed. And then some people like to do high resistance on Skogul as well. So he's got 76%. It's probably triple HP or speed HP. I would say he's probably triple HP with speed and subs. Violent. Speed HP, HP. Okay. Speed HP, HP on Violent. Sometimes you see Vampire, though, on Skulls. I have a few Skulls. They're all ruined a little bit different. I never feel like I want to put my Speed HP, HP, Violent Will sets on Skogul, though, because I'm like, man, I'm going to put those on better units. Skogul can use other runes. Excuse me, they're just fine on Skogul, but it can be dangerous when you have him on Violent for like siege defense, though. That's kind of the thing, because then he can throw his rock up and he can just bring it right back down immediately. So that's one of the reasons that he's on that. But Skogul can work on so many different runes. He really can. Just make him fast and tanky. So Ganymede is usually runed. He's got actually, Ganymede has a really good multiplier on his third skill, his reset, but usually you don't see him ruined on, usually you just see him like speed HP, HP, Violent Will for Ganymede, which I'm sure is what we're going to see. Yeah, you don't see him on crit rate, but he's got like a 7, speed defense HP. Not even that crazy runes. I wonder if he doesn't use it that much, if you think about it. That's not going to be... Yeah, that's still going to be faster than the Bulwark. Because I was thinking, like, maybe he's got that speed tune to go before the Bulwark. Because I know a few people... I mean, speed tune to go after the Bulwark. Because I know a few people that do that. That have, like, Bulwark and Ganymede. Or Bulwark and something else. So Bulwark strips. And then something else comes in and does, like, a bomb or a reset or something. You know, maybe the Bulwark and the CR are speed tune to go together. I don't know. Sometimes Bulwark is speed tune to go before things that need to be stripped first. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Tiana is just on super fast. So she's on crit damage. I think a crit damage is a better build. I have mine on crit damage. And I just think based on how you're using Tiana, it's hard to get her on crit damage because then you need all those... First off, this is a lot of speed. Second off, because that's 301 speed on Tiana, which is already hard. And then crit damage on top of that is really, really solid. But generally you use Tiana in an aggressive situation. You're not using her like defensively and for slow battles. You're like, no, I'm using Tiana because I want to take the first turn and be aggressive the entire time. So I think the crit damage makes a lot more sense just in general. I used to have her tanky, but then I switched to crit damage and I never switched back. But it's harder to ruin her on crit damage though. So she's on speed, crit damage, defense on broken. Swift broken. Tiana's almost always on Swift. You can run her in a double shield will comp, but generally she's just on Swift as fast as you can get her. And then the Wind Paladin is usually on Violent Will. Does anyone run her Violent Revenge? I think probably just Violent, or Violent Shield actually sometimes for siege defense. So looks like she's very fast. I wonder how he has a rune actually. Swift, speed, HP, HP. I was really expecting her to be... I was like, 180 speed on Violent. Does he have his best Violent set on Louise? But she's just on Swift. But, I mean, Swift, she's basically like a Wusa. Right? Because you got the immunity and she's got the shield. So, basically he's using her like a second Lucia. Feng Yan, usually you don't see Feng... By the way, for Feng Yan, you don't need crit rate and crit damage. Just FYI. Usually see a Feng Yan with high defense, high HP, high speed. On Violent, sometimes you see him on Destroy. Sometimes you see him on Will. So let's see how he likes to do him. Very high speed, HP, and defense. And we have him on Destroy. Okay, so HP, defense, defense. And all those stats there. And then the speed is just in subs. So we're seeing again, like, this is even higher speed than some of the other ones that he had that were slower, but he had those on speed on slot 2. So it's really not about like speed on slot 2 or not speed on slot 2. It's about like the overall stats of the unit. You don't need to have speed on slot 2 if you can get enough speed in the subs. So this has plenty of speed in the subs. And then you get the extra value because his damage is based on his defense. Oh, it's not even maxed. I don't even know if he knows it's not maxed. But his damage is based on his defense. He does not need to crit, especially, so he can have actually low crit rate, which is especially good against things like Miho, but she's nowhere, right? Ragdoll, things like that. Even though a lot of people not really taking the Feng Yans into Ragdoll, they're more taking the Gani Hathors into Ragdoll. Gani Hathor, Ciara. I've seen some people run Ciara with low crit rate lately too, because of the Mihos, because of the Ragdolls, because of those things. So, maybe some people have 2 Ciaras or 3 Ciaras that they rune differently. It's entirely possible to have 3 different Ciaras runed 3 different ways. One with high crit rate for turn cycling, one with low crit rate against things that you want to make sure it doesn't crit against, and then one for arena offense, which is just pure attack power, like just a ton of attack power, not tanky. Then for oh my god, we're finally to the light darks. Okay, so Grago, usually Vampire, Will, Vampire, Destroy, Defense, Crit Damage, Defense, because he actually does need defense. I mean, crit damage. So he's just on defense, defense, HP, looks like. He's on defense, 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 and just a bunch of stats. And just Endure and Guard and... okay. There you go. Ileana is usually on Swift Will, for the most part. Very fast, very tanky. Let's see. Oh, look at that Guardian stuff. Swift Will, very fast, and tank. This is not even, that's a 5-star. Oh my goodness. Maybe he doesn't use her that much. But still, it's pretty solid runes for having a 5-star rune on there, right? Lauren is usually, some people rune her Violent Revenge. Some people, well actually, first off, there's 2 Laurens here. One is possibly for R5. And one is probably for RTA, so either Violent Revenge, very fast and very tanky, a lot of speed, HP, defense, and accuracy for Lauren. And then the one for R5 is possibly fight. Well, the one for R5 would be fight runes. So let's take a look at this one. This one looks like it's violent. It's got to be violent. Yeah, speed, HP on violent. Not revenge, but you don't have to go revenge. But revenge is kind of nasty if someone hits Lauren and she revenges and she's like, I'm a defense break. That's great. So yeah, and then we have the Light Paladin, who's usually fairly similar to Lauren. She's fast, she's on violent, and she's got a lot of accuracy. So let's take a look. Yep, speed, HP, violent will. Sorry if I'm going fast. You can slow down the video, by the way. You can put on different speeds in the video settings if you need to. Just FYI if you guys don't know. This is a long video, man. But a lot of people don't know a lot of this information. They're like, oh, you know what? I don't know how to rune this. I don't know how to rune that. So it's just like an overall for a lot of the meta units, right? So Fran is, again, the same thing. Support monster, support monster, support monster. This one's called, she's not an attack monster. I know it says attack. She's not an attack monster. If you rune her with high attack power, that's not correct. Even though it says attack, it shouldn't say attack. It should say support. She's a support monster, and then HP and support. But they're basically all support. Like HP, in my mind, when it says HP monster, like I know she's got high HP, but when I think of HP monster, I think of like Rakan, where he's a tanky bruise that does damage based on his HP. I think of Beast Monks, which they're tanky bruise, they do damage based on their HP, things like that. I feel like in my mind, support, and support. All these are supports. So Fran is just speed, HP for the most part, or speed, HP defense, depends. on Violent Will. There we go. This guy, Shaman. Okay. HP. Defense, he may be using him for like a gimmick siege thing. For a siege offense, I mean. Against like Miho or something. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Right? As far as that's concerned. Okay, so this Lauren, this looks like she's going to be on. I don't know why she's on Shield Will Focus. I don't know why she's on Shield Will Focus, honestly. HP. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Okay, then we have this. Wow, he stumped Bega. Bega finally shut up for 5 seconds. Dover, light bomber. So this is just for arena offense for the most part. It's just probably fatal. Maybe on violent. I have mine on violent. Some people have theirs on fatal. But he's just a bomber, so he just needs a ton of attack power. And then you also want to make sure he has speed and accuracy. I think his second skill might give him extra accuracy. No, it doesn't. This gives him. Maybe he's using the leader skill. I don't know. But his accuracy is only 51% on here. I would like the. Is it Milan? Who gives extra accuracy? One of the bombers gives extra accuracy when he does his bombs. I don't know. But he's just on Fatal Will, attack. Just to get the most juice out of those bombs and just all the speed that he needs in the subs. Lucas over here looks like he's on. What is Lucas on? He could be on a lot of stuff. This is just stat balancing wise. He could be on so many different things. I mean, he could be on Fatal with speed crit damage attack. He could be on Swift with attack crit damage attack. He's on Violent attack crit damage attack. Really violent. I was thinking maybe he was using him for Rift Beast, but I guess he looks like he's using him for Siege. Seems like. He's got his little transmog there. Looks super anime. Jubel. Just speed HP. I'm surprised to see Jubel, honestly. Haven't seen him in a long time. Triple HP. So Jubel has a provoke on his skill, and he keeps reducing the cooldown every time he's hit. He reduces the cooldown on his provoke. Decrease chance of receiving critical hit by 50%. Decrease the cooldown of your skill each time you're attacked. So I'm wondering what comp he's using Jubel in. It seems like it's for Siege comp somewhere. But he's just fast and tanky. It's been a while since I've seen Jubel actually used, though. Childish stomped me with Jubel in, like, Guild Wars or Guild Siege or something like that, like 3 years ago, right? So, damn you, Childish. Damn you. We got another... It's actually... Havana's actually runed with a Guardian Wings. Fantastic. This is just runed for memes. Speed, attack, accuracy. But he's actually... That's actually... Wait, he's runed fast enough that he's actually being used. Holy crap. What are you using him for? Oh my god. This has better runes on his Havana than you have on many of your units, doesn't he? Yeah. It's actually kind of sad how good the runes on this Havana are. Then we have Jolton, who looks like he's just on triple HP, on speed and subs. I wouldn't imagine that he's on HP. Violent, he doesn't even need to be on violent, actually. I never rune my Joltons on violent because I just feel like there's things that I would prioritize. I care more about using my violent sets on other things that don't need violent. Jolton is just there mostly, in my opinion, for his passive. But it looks like he's using him for more than just his passive. I guess he's using him... I'm curious what comp he's using him in. Violent Revenge is never bad for like something, especially like Jolton. There's so many tanky bruisers on Violent Revenge, fast and a lot of HP that are great. But I'm wondering where specifically he's using his Jolton, because you don't really need runes that good on Jolton. You can get away with so much less on Jolton is all I'm saying. Miho is usually on attack or damage attack on Vampire. A lot of times Vampire Nemesis. The music stopped? The music stopped. The music's like, dude, shut up for a second. We're tired. We're gonna keep going though. So this looks like it's on attack or damage attack on Vampire Nemesis. Pretty standard. Oh my goodness. When did the music stop? I just been talking. I know, I just been talking. So the Dark Griffin is usually run with high speed, high defense, and crit damage, like speed, crit damage, defense, probably unviolent. Yep, speed, defense. Oh, speed, defense, defense. Because he has that stipulation. He needs his defense to be higher than the enemies. So, I wonder if he's gonna keep it like that. Anyway, that music, man, that music messed me up. I hope the recording is actually still working. I don't know. I think the music shut down. Okay, so Ikari's the Dark Sylphid. Sometimes I see her actually on Swift. Sometimes on Violent, Speed, HP, HP. Sometimes on Swift. Sometimes I see her HP, HP, HP with just a ton of speed and subs. So either way, fast and tanky. She doesn't need any crit rate, crit damage. Usually you want her not to have crit rate, crit damage. But she's on Violent Will, Speed, HP, HP. However, I've seen her even faster and even tankier as well. And Violent Will is not bad. Violent Will is great for everyone, right? It says attack you. Again, it says attack type monster. She's not an attack type monster. She is supposed to be run with high HP. Because she does HP. This is based on her her max HP. So, it is not actually an attack type monster. It's wrong. Camuto's wrong. It happens. What next? We have Isabel. So Isabel is looking like she's fatal attack or damage attack. With some speed and subs. Yeah, attack or damage attack, speed and subs. Oh my god. The music was... It's over an hour. I'm sorry, it's over an hour. I was not intended to talk for over an hour on this. But I just want to like go through why these things are ruined the way they are. Diaz actually can be ruined with all fight runes. Or like all those... I say new 2 sets. They're like several years old at this point. But for Diaz, you can just rune him for those sets to give stats to the rest of your team. And he's just there for dumb rune holding, really. So you can rune him. He's just tanky for the front line of R5. Good resistance. Or I wonder if he's maybe using him even some in Siege. Because if you think about it, you could use Diaz for Siege offense against Lauren defenses. So he is on HP, HP, HP. This is not an R5 Diaz. This is a Siege Diaz. This is being used in Siege. He may be using this with a Galleon Julie, like a Diaz, like against, for example, if there is a Camuto, Lauren, and X Siege defense, Diaz would be the target for Lauren. And like X being the damage dealer, right? X being like a single target DPS unit. Sometimes people use Miho nowadays. But this would be something to have a Shield Will with Galleon and Julie for your Siege offense against like a Camuto and Lauren defense. So that's where this is being used. That's why he's got Shield and Will and 100% resistance. This is looking like this is definitely Siege offense use. This is not R5 use. Diaz. So this is one of the reasons that I'm going through all of this is to like explain like why these different things are ruined the way they are. So she could be banana. Okay, so this look like it's speed, defense, HP. I'm not sure what her skills are because all the skills are different, and they should be ruined differently. Actually, these ones. This one is different because the light and dark ones are generally just fast and tanky regardless of what the stats like what the skills are. The attack ones are different. Some of them need to be like rage with high DPS, and some of them need to be fast and have good accuracy. Like the water homunculus needs to be fast with good accuracy for his dots and attack H pushback and freeze. Whereas like the fire homunculus does big burst damage with his eruption, and he would be ruined more with like rage, attack or damage attack for like rift beasts, right? So these ones, though, these are usually ruined for... you know what this is? I think this is probably used, again, similar to Diaz for Siege. Because Shield Will is usually indicates it is on a turn 2 cleave team. So this could be used like that. So let's see the skills. This is a strip and defense break, and this is a skill cooldown and attack speed break. Okay, interesting, but it looks like this is for... But it's fast and it's too fast to be honest. I'm curious because it looks like it's on a Shield Will, maybe for arena offense. Hold on, maybe this is used for arena offense. Shield Will for arena offense. This is too fast to be a slow cleave unit. That's the thing that I'm seeing here though. So it looks like it's probably for arena offense. Not for siege. But he's got shield will. It's just fast for a siege will, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's move on. So this one is just triple HP with speed subs. And it is violent will. HP with some speed subs. Sometimes you see those on Revenge though as well. Because they usually have to get hit a lot. You may see that there's a second one, so maybe that's on Revenge. This guy, Guillaume, so he is on HP crit damage HP. Guillaume, good old Guillaume. He has a invincibility here. Increase your crit damage by 50%, increase your chance of receiving a glancing hit by 30, and gains invincibility. So this could be annoying for like Siege as well. HP crit damage HP on Vampire. Interesting. That's very tanky for a Guillaume. Maybe I need to make mine tankier because I don't have mine that tanky. I think mine does more damage, but I don't know what's on my Guillaume. I have no idea. Again, another one. So this is again triple HP, probably similar. Despair, HP. So again, just super tanky and annoying to deal with. This Diaz, let's see what this Diaz is on. This is again shield. Okay. So this is similar to the first one, Shield Endure Will. It's probably being used in basically the same spot for siege battles, for siege offense. Because you don't really put Diaz for defense. This is more for a siege offense. And then we have Leona, and she is on just defense, crit damage defense, looks like, on Violent Will. Speed crit damage. Oh, speed crit damage defense. I should have known. It was going to be on speed crit damage defense. Anyway. Oh, it's 25% crit rate. Anyway. An hour and 6 minutes. Oh my god. I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but I know there's a lot of people that always ask me about how to ruin this, how to ruin that, and I'm like, this is fairly meta though. Like, this is kind of standard. You should know how to ruin that. But I think it's just like a lot of early to mid game players that are like, or maybe they took a break and they're like, I don't know what the current meta is. So I was just trying to explain like a lot of the different ways that these are built. I know everyone just watched 5 minutes of this and is like, I'm done. He talks too much. Oh my god. But anyway, let me know if you want to see more. It's like, no, that's enough talking, Becca. That's enough talking. Please stop talking. But that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Very nice runes. One of the best accounts on Europe server, for sure. And he was, like I said, he was an SWC contestant. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for this one. I will see you as always. Oh my god, I'm going to bed. I will see you as always in the next one.